Hi guys, thanks for tuning in to another video on forgotten weapons. I'm here again at the Rock Island Auction Company taking a look at some of the guns from their September 2014 premiere auction. And one that they have that has no very famous provenance but is mechanically very interesting is this antique superposed 4-shot percussion gun. Superimposed charges they're fairly unusual, but they are a known thing. The idea being, instead of just loading powder and ball, you would load powder and then a ball, and then more powder, and another ball, and more powder, and another ball. In this case, four sets. And you fire them one at a time. So you would fire first this one, and then this one, and then that one, and then that one. It's a way to get multiple shots out of what is typically a single-shot rifle. Now the trick was, when this was popular, which of course was before cartridges had been invented or perfected, you had to have a firing mechanism for each individual shot. So in the case of a superposed flintlock, you would have to have 2 or 3 or 4 or however many independent flintlock actions on the side of the gun. This got very expensive, it got clunky and cumbersome and really prone to failure. There is always a slight risk of detonating a charge that's not the very front one. Some mechanisms were better than others at preventing that from happening accidentally with the firing mechanism, but sometimes you just have leakage of spark. And that's not a good thing to happen. Well, this particular pistol started out life as a single-shot underhammer percussion gun. And it was then converted by some gunsmith, we have no idea who, and we don't know when, but he converted it into a 4-shot repeating percussion gun with this very cool ratcheting, camming trigger mechanism. It is 53 caliber, it's smooth bore, it's in pretty rough shape, it's led a long and hard life, but that doesn't make it any less interesting, at least to me. So let's go ahead and take a close-in look at exactly how this thing works and why it's so cool. All right, let's take a look at how this thing works. It's actually, for all the weirdness on it, it's a fairly simple mechanism. We have a ring trigger, the trigger return spring, or trigger spring, is just this flat spring right here. And then there is a long cylinder that has 4 little tabs on it. So these tabs are located at 90-degree intervals along that cylinder. There are ratchet stops back here. And what happens is when one of these tabs comes in, it pulls the hammer back, and then it snaps. When it rotates the rest of the way under, it releases the hammer, which has a percussion cap right there. Hammer falls, fires that shot. So you actually have to pull the trigger twice to fire each round. The first pull cocks the hammer, so that brings our stop into position, holding this hammer against tension of this U-shaped flat spring. And then the second pull drops the hammer. First pull, second pull. If we look closely at the opposite side, you can see here the mechanism whereby pulling the trigger rotates this camming cylinder. And you can see the tabs rotating there. Now, interestingly, we can tell here that this is a converted gun because this was the original location for a hammer, or for a trigger, and there would have been an underhammer on this gun as well. There's a rear sight, barely. This isn't the sort of thing that requires a lot of very precise aim. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video. This is lot number 1320 in the September Rock Island auction, and you could be the very new proud owner of it. So take a look at their website, check it out. They have some pictures, and you can go ahead and place a sealed bid right there, right now, if you want it. And tune back in to ForgottenWeapons.com for more of the guns from Rock Island and more unusual mechanical repeaters.